Good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? Hope y'all can hear me well out there. It's the Blind Truth here. Going live, man. Before we get started, I appreciate y'all. Thank you to people that's on my channel. Please hit subscribe and hit the like button. Subscribe, hit the like. You know how we do it. Smash it, hit it. I need subscribers, to get my word out. The Blind Truth, what we on. But you see this description, man. You see the title, man. If I'd have known what I know now, life would be a lot different, If I'd have known about patience, I know we talk about money, but before the money, the discipline, the patience, you know what I'm saying? The being valuable, you know, solving for X. When they said that solve for X, I didn't understand that. I love math, but solving for X really do matter. Solving how to solve that problem I have. Being valuable is meaning solving a problem. Not my problem, solving someone else's problem. If I can solve someone else's problem, they will pay me handsome. They can solve not just it ain't just money all the time. You know what I'm saying? Pay me networking, who you know, all this solving a person problem can go a long way. Can help you solve your problem. And I didn't know that. That's one of the things I didn't understand. When my young life going through life, I was all about me. Me, 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 me. And I didn't know nothing to get me, 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 me. So I need to know some people that can help me solve me, 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 solve my problem. And my problem was the lack. My people passed with lack of knowledge. I didn't have any knowledge. I wasn't even willing to seek the knowledge. You know, I'm big on mentors. I'm big on mentoring people, young people, and to guide them to help them, especially in finance. I deal with four pillars: spiritual health, physical health, mental health, and financial. And the crazy thing about it, the financial is the easiest one. It's the mindset, the mental. The spiritual, everything is through the spiritual, but the mental to know who you are, why do you move, why do you do the things that you do. See, some people have told us some things that wasn't true. You put yourself in some environment that you were putting in that you thought you had to do it. And he did some things back then to survive, but he still could have separated you. I had a friend of mine, man, his name Tim, and Tim had way less than me, but Tim would come to work, go to school, and he would have a blazer suit on, and he would have a briefcase. And he have newspaper. Now back then he would look at the stock market. We laugh about it now, but he was trying to look and trying to understand. See, it was always there. The knowledge was always there, but I wasn't seeking it. See, to seek something, you got to question how, who, where, when. If I'd have known that, what it took me, what it have guided me. If I'd have known better, man. If I'd known just to, hey, love myself, more that I wasn't ready to be married. If I known not to get married, knowing that, what's the difference between poverty, man? I didn't even know I was poor, man. I was poor, and I was up there buying stuff like I knew. See, I was told that money wasn't important. Money is the root of all evil. I was told those things, but I wasn't no evil person. See, I've been around more open-minded people, boy. If I know, my mom and dad was on that same track, on that same reel. They didn't know no better. They was broke and poor too. They were just taught to work hard. I had other uncles and stuff that was working. They weren't working as hard as them, but they was building. They were building a better life. See, they was investing. My great uncle was investing way back then. So we can't say investing, but now he was buying real estate, buying land. But what he did, he went and educated himself, got a high skill, put himself around different people, different environment, not having a victim mentality. Start understanding, I got to solve X. I got a math problem. I know victim, I have a math problem. I need to solve this problem. I need more money. I got the money, I got the power, then I got control. That's what I had to find out. Then I learned how to buy a car. I understand what credit means, how important credit. I would have understood leverage. I understood. I mean, when I was in sales. I understood how powerful sales is. That sales really is being valuable, just being valuable, telling people what they need to know, because most people don't know what they want. So you solving the problem for them will solve your problem. Now the problem is gas prices, oil prices, eggs, food, all these. How do I solve that problem? I need more money. To get more money, I mean I need a better skills. I need a better way of life. This way, what I'm doing is not working. How do I get that? How do I achieve that? When I lost everything, went through a divorce, lost everything. I'm talking about broke, dead broke, on my sofa, on my dad's sofa, nothing. And all I knew was to get a job. And the second thing I knew was get another job. I didn't know where to put my money at, didn't know nothing about investing, didn't have no belief that I can do anything but go to work. And I was no different than some people that had a job and had money, they was no better than me. They had money, did not know what to do with it anyway. They were making more money, working hard, and I'm telling you, and they were spending it. They had a lot of things, but they're just broke as me. And there's a lot of people got all these money, paycheck to paycheck. That's what they mean. They got the money, they just strain paycheck to paycheck. They don't know where to put it at. So that's my system I want to do, man. The system I have on how to make $1 out of 15 cents is coming soon. I want to say we got to change the way of thinking. I'm telling you, I'm not. If you the person that I already know these things, I'm not talking to you. Cause see, I talk to kids, young men, young people all the time, and I just ask them one simple thing: hey, do you have a broker's account? Then ask them how much money you need to save, how much money you have saved. And I'm telling you, at this time in that area where they at, your money is your time, and so much powerful. It's so much powerful. It's so if you can be intentional and direct and understand how much you can take care of the older you. The time is coming. The question is, what are you doing in that time? That's what I say. What can we be doing, man? Just a little bit. It ain't Brian. I'm telling you, it ain't the education, man. The education is to get your skills to make the money. But you don't have to be educated to put the money, know where to put the money, to grow the money. That's the part. You don't have to be. That's solving for X. I was talking to a young lady about student loan. She was saying, I said, well, how much she went to college, go and get her master's. And I was like, well, how much student loan? She's, oh, like she was in a horror movie. Like, I said, wait a minute. What's wrong with you? Oh. I said, well, I'm not saying you got $100,000, but I'm saying, let's just say a person buy $100,000 Corvette, Cadillac, whatever. I bet you if you had that car, you wouldn't think twice. You be like, look at my car, excited up and all that, and your payments, you wouldn't even blink at that payment. You would take it if that the car your dreams, you would say they tell you 17 years with a high interest rate, you would say, yeah, you'll jump at it just to go show everybody. I said, but let me show you this master degree that you get that's going to capture you. And she got a good school she going to school for, that's going to make you money over a lifetime. That car gonna last 5 to 10 years at the most. It lose value, but as you grow with your master, it's grow value. So why don't you use your money as you use that car? Because I know you'll pay that car, won't be late with them payments and the insurance, but you won't pay that student loan off. You 23 years old. Let's just say it take you 10 years to pay it off, which it shouldn't. But if it did, you 33. Now you got to take all that money and put that and start putting that money because you've been using. Now you 33, you take that money and be intentional and put it in the right place. And while you putting money, you putting $100, $300 away, and you paying your student loan, living a modest life, sacrifice. Now looking to your left or right, being intentional, consistent. Dreaming, going into the future, saying, man, when this is over, boy, look what I'm ready to do, how much powerful I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna have, how much, all these things. What about living like that? Why you doing? You putting that 10, hey, that's why I believe in the 75, 10, 15. Now, you got other ones, but that's what I live on. 75, 15, 10. Live off 75, invest 15, do 10. That's it. If you had the ability, I'm telling you, if you had the ability to stay with your parents and build that. I said, you know, you can go be a teacher too. They help you pay off your student loan. But the numbers make sense. See, that's soft X. The numbers. What do the numbers say? How do the number? Let me see. 2 plus 2 is 4. I can add that. Then what I can do after I get that 4? 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 plus 6. See, I just keep adding that. That's doubling it, multiplying it. Once I get that off my back, what? Oh, look at what's gonna happen. But then think about paying that off. The mindset, how your mind was like, man, I can do. Look what I did in that short amount of time. Look what I did. How powerful that would be. See, before we get to the money, we got to get to the mind and understand that you can. You got to understand to be valuable, be fruitful, solve a problem, solve for X. And how do I solve my problem? By my skills. I went got the skill. I got these student loans, but hey, that's a problem I got to solve. So somebody else got to solve that. Somebody else got to pay it out, but I got to have the ability, the strategies, and the system that I can automatic pay it. Go to the future, visit it. Look how it look, man, when it paid out, boy. Consistent. But that's it. I just want to get on here and do that first one, man. I'm gonna do some more of these series. But that is stuff, man. It ain't the numbers, the mind, man. The numbers, the money you make, just like snowball effect, man. You put a little bit, and eventually that little bit start growing. You know what I'm saying? It start growing. Just something simple as if you get average 7 to 8%, and you do that for 8 years, and it double. You know, 72 rule. You can double in 8 years. Then after the 8 years, it'll double in 4 years. After 4 years, it'll double in 3 years. But see, all about what it is about is the time, the consistency, and you being deliberate. Put it in. But while you doing those things, you learning. Oh man, what if the stock market drop? You put more in. If it drop 20%, you put more in. You believe that's your system. That's your system that you believe in. That your faith basis that you wrote down and said, "This is what I'm doing." So that's it. So I thank y'all, man. I'm gonna go get off of here. I get a little short time. I thank you for listening to me. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, man. Come on, tell a friend, man. Let's go ahead and beat this. We're gonna beat this finance. Come man, paycheck to paycheck. Most people can't get $1,000, man. Come on, you can't even call 5 of your friends and 5 of them can't say, "Hey, put $5,000 together and go put some in it." Let's go put some of this to fun, man. Look at these big IPOs coming out. Let's put our money and work something. Let's have patience, man. We're gonna put some money in every for 5 years. Then we're gonna build it. After that 5 years, we're gonna go buy some land. And we're gonna build. Do you have 5 friends that you could add? I'm tell you, I don't have 5 friends that you could add. I don't have 5 family members. I get my team that I'm doing with is with my kids. I got my 21-year-old, 18-year-olds, and my wife. We all made a decision. Made an LLC. We're going to erect it in 5 years. We're gonna see what we're gonna do with it. See, just coming up with a plan. But the five of my friends, no, I don't. They don't. And that's what the problem is out in my community. I know we can't come together. Not all, most of us can't. And I helped a lot of people get out of debt. Helped a lot of people get their money right. Helped a lot of people get their homes. But when they get that spend that shit. They gonna spend it. That's what's wrong. But hey, thank you for listening to me. Appreciate the blind truth, man. And how to make $1.15 coming soon. We got a journals coming. I appreciate you listening to me. Share this, hit the like button. I'll be coming off more. I'll be coming to you more. I thank y'all, man. And I thank my daughter Justice for helping me. You know, again, I tell y'all I am blind. So it take me a little minute. So I apologize for being late. And getting this new, I got a new system, the streaming system that we're using, and I want to see how this works. So thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening, man.